Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Elevator Updates. In today's session, we'll be learning about the transmission of letters. So let us start. So friends, you must be knowing that in the radio telephony or in the RTR exam, the letters which you will be speaking or which are usually spoken, they are spoken in the form of phonetics. Okay. So if it is required to expedite communications, the use of phonetic spelling should be avoided if there is no risk of this affecting the correct reception and intelligibility of the message. Okay. The next thing is each letter in the aircraft call sign. Let's take an example of this. Okay, suppose the aircraft call sign is VTIWC. Okay, randomly I've just taken this. Suppose VTIWC is the name of the aircraft. Okay, we call this VTIWC as the call sign of the aircraft. Okay, so whenever I say call sign means this type of name which I have written on the screen. Okay, so how do we pronounce or how do we speak the aircraft call sign? We speak the aircraft call sign as Victor Tango India Whiskey Charlie. Okay, so this is how it is spoken. I mean to say, you have to use the phonetic spelling. Okay, what is phonetic spelling? Means you have to pronounce each alphabet in the form of phonetic, and whenever a certain combination of these letters are given, okay, we have to read the phonetic spelling of the whole letters together. Okay, like instead of VT we say Victor Tango, and instead of IWC we use the phonetic spelling of IWC, and that is called as India Whiskey Charlie. Okay, so once again, how do we call this name? Victor Tango India Whiskey Charlie. Okay, so now let's learn how to pronounce each letter from A to Z. Okay, so let's start. So the letter A, okay, how is it spoken in phonetics? It is spoken as ALFAH. Okay, so this is the phonetic spelling of your A. So A is called as alpha. So remember that friends, you have to emphasize this. Okay, whatever I underline from now onwards, okay, like I have underlined AL here, that means you have to emphasize here. So whatever letters I would be underlining from now onwards, you have to emphasize those letters when you will be speaking, okay, the whole phonetic spelling, or when you will be transmitting the whole phonetic spelling of a letter. Like for letter A we say alpha. Okay, let's do it again, alpha. So that's how the letter A is spoken in phonetics. Next, let's study for letter B. How do we transmit or speak the letter B? So the letter B in phonetics, okay, it is transmitted as BRAHVOH. Okay, okay, so this is the phonetic spelling of the letter B. Okay, and you have to emphasize on this one, BRAH. That's why I'm underlining this. So how do we speak the word B? We speak the letter B like bravo. Okay, let's try again, bravo. Okay, so friends, that's how the letter B is spoken in phonetics. Next, letter C. So letter C is here. Okay, so what is its spelling in phonetics? It is CHAR. Okay, you have to emphasize this, Lee, Lee. Okay, you can also call it as S. Instead of the letter C here, you can say it as S, Charlie. Okay, so let's try speaking this letter C. It is spoken as Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. Okay, so that's how this letter is transmitted. Next, let's study about the other letter, that is D. So here is the letter D, and its phonetic spelling is DELL. Okay, you have to emphasize this one, TAH. How is it spoken? Delta, Delta, Delta. Okay, so that's how this letter is spoken in RTF, radio telephony. Now let's study about the other letter, that is E. The phonetic spelling of letter E is ECK, emphasize this, OH. Okay, how do we speak this? Echo, echo, echo. Okay, So instead of saying ECHO, echo, we have to say echo, echo, echo. So friends, I hope you are clear with this letter. How is it spoken in phonetics? Next, let's try for the letter F. Suppose this is a letter F. Its phonetic spelling is FOKS. Okay, you have to emphasize on this. And TROT, trot. So how do you pronounce this? Foxtrot, foxtrot, foxtrot. Okay, so you have to emphasize on FOKS. Okay friends, so that's how this letter F is spoken in phonetics. Now let's try for the letter G. Okay, for G it's simple. It is golf, GOLF. How do we speak this letter in phonetics? Golf, golf, golf. Okay, next let's try for the other letter, that is H. Suppose there is a letter H. So what is its phonetics? Phonetics spelling is HOHTELL. So you have to emphasize on this, tell, tell. Okay, so it is hotel, hotel, hotel. Okay, so friends, that's how the letter H is spoken in phonetics. Now let's try for the other letter, that is the letter I. So for this letter, the phonetic spelling is IN. Okay, you have to emphasize on this, DEED, and then AHR. So friends, how is this letter I spoken in phonetics? It is pronounced as India, India, India. So friends, I hope you are clear how this letter I is spoken in phonetics. Now let's try for the other letter, that is J. Okay, so this is your letter J, and its phonetic spelling will be JEW. Okay, you have to emphasize on this, LEE. Okay, and then ETT. Okay, so you have to emphasize on JW and ETT. So let us pronounce this in phonetics. The letter J in phonetics is pronounced as Juliet, Juliet, Juliet. Okay, so that's for letter J. Okay, in phonetics. Now let's try for the other letter, that is the letter K. Okay, so there's a letter K, and in phonetics its spelling is KEY. Okay, you have to emphasize on key, and then LOH is the remaining part of the phonetic spelling. So the letter K is pronounced or spoken in phonetics as kilo, kilo, kilo. Okay friends, that's how the letter K is spoken in phonetics. Now let's try for the other letter, that is L. So for the letter L, okay, it is here L. The phonetic spelling is LEE. You have to emphasize on this, I have underlined it, MAH. Okay, so how is it spoken? Lima, Lima, Lima. Okay, so friends, I hope you are aware how the letter L is spoken in phonetics. Now let's try for the other letter, how is it pronounced? So the other letter is M. Okay, so for M it is simple. The phonetic spelling is MIKE. Okay, Mike. So how do you pronounce this in phonetics? It means the letter M, it is pronounced as Mike, Mike, Mike. Okay, so that's how you should pronounce this letter in phonetics. Next, for the letter N. Letter N. For N, the phonetic spelling is NOVEM. That is VEM. You have to emphasize on VEM. Then BER. Okay, so the letter N in phonetics is pronounced as November, November, November. Okay, so that's how the letter M is transmitted in phonetics. Now let's try for the other letter, that is O. Okay, so for letter O, the phonetic spelling is O S S. Okay, I am aligning this. That means you have to emphasize on this. C A H. So instead of saying the word Oscar, you have to say Oscar, Oscar, Oscar. Okay, so that is the phonetic for the letter O. Now let us try the phonetics of the other letter, that is P. Okay, the phonetic spelling of the letter P is PAH, PAH. Okay, so here you have to emphasize on the second set of these letters. Okay, so this is the phonetic spelling of the letter P. So how do we speak this in phonetics? Papa, papa, papa. Okay, so that's how the letter P is spoken in phonetics. Now we will learn how to speak the letter Q in phonetics. So the letter Q has its phonetic spelling as KEHBECK. Okay, so you have to emphasize on back. Okay, so the letter Q in phonetics is pronounced as key back, key back, key back. I hope you are clear with this. Next, let us try the phonetics of another letter, that is R. Okay, R for Romeo. Okay, so how is it spelled in phonetics? It is ROW. Okay, emphasize on this. MEOH. So how is the letter R pronounced in phonetics? It is pronounced as Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. Okay, so that's how the letter R is pronounced in phonetics. Next, let us learn about the other letter, that is S. Okay, so the phonetic spelling of the letter S is SEEAIR. Okay, you have to emphasize on this AIR, then RAH. Basically it's Sierra, so you have to pronounce the letter S in phonetics as Sierra, Sierra, Sierra. Okay, so that is how the letter S is pronounced in phonetics. Now let us learn how to pronounce the other letter T. Okay, that is the letter T. So the phonetic spelling of this letter is tango. Okay, is tang, TANG. You have to focus on this. That means you have to emphasize on TNG and then go. Basically it is tango, but in phonetics you have to pronounce this as tango, tango, tango. Okay, so that's how the letter T is spoken in phonetics. Now let us understand how to speak the letter U in phonetics. Okay, so U, basically the word is uniform, and in phonetics its spelling is YOU. You have to emphasize on this. Okay, instead of YOU it can be OO also. Okay, NEE, then FORM. So how is the letter U spoken in phonetics? It is spoken as uniform, uniform, uniform. Okay, so now let's try other letter. Okay, let's try V. Okay, so the letter V is basically Victor. So for letter V, basically the word is Victor, but in phonetics its spelling is VIK. I am underlining this, that means emphasize on this, TAH. So how is it pronounced in phonetics? Victor, Victor, Victor. Okay, so that's how it's pronounced in phonetics. Next, W. How is the letter W pronounced in phonetics? Basically, for this letter W, the word is whiskey, but in phonetics, the spelling is WISSKEY. Okay, so I'm aligning this. That means you have to focus or emphasize this phonetic spelling, that is WISS. So how do we pronounce the phonetics of this letter? Whiskey, whiskey, whiskey. Okay, so that's how the letter W is pronounced in phonetics. Now let us learn how to speak the letter X in phonetics. Okay, for the letter X, the word is X-ray, and in phonetics, the spelling of X-ray is ECKS. I'm underlining this. You have to focus on this. Then RAY. So in phonetics, the letter X is spoken as X-ray, X-ray, X-ray. Okay. Now let us learn the other letter, that is the letter Y. So this is the letter Y. So the letter Y, for it the word is Yankee. Okay. And in phonetics, the spelling for Yankee is given as YANG. I'm underlining this word. Then KEE. So in phonetics, you have to pronounce the letter Y as Yankee, Yankee, Yankee. Okay, so that is how the letter Y is spoken in phonetics. Now let us learn for the other letter, that is the last letter of the alphabet, that is the letter Z. Okay, so for the letter Z, the word is Zulu, and in phonetics, the spelling is written as ZOO. This is what you have to emphasize on, LOO. So how is the letter Z pronounced in phonetics? Zulu, Zulu, Zulu. Okay, so this is how the letter Z is pronounced in phonetics. So friends, in this session, I hope you have enjoyed learning how each letter is pronounced in phonetics. Remember, the use of phonetics for the speaking of each letter is very important in radio telephony. Okay, so in the beginning of this topic, I have taken one of the example, that is the aircraft call sign, and I have said that for transmission of the aircraft call sign, okay, you have to pronounce the phonetic spelling of each letter. Okay, and with this I end today's session. I'll come up again with a new topic in next session. Till then, you enjoy learning this topic, and thank you.